Hi, and welcome back to Rems. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the world of SQL joins. Specifically, we will explore two powerful join types. That's the inner join and outer join. So grab your SQL hats and let's get started. I have included the database I'll be using in the description. Before we jump into the join types, let's quickly look at what a join is and how helpful is it. Consider the data in these two tables. The customer table contains information about the customers, while the order table contains details of the orders that have been placed. There is a one-to-many relationship between these tables, where a customer can have multiple orders. And as you can see, the relationship is established by the customer ID in the order table as a foreign key. Now, if we want a table that will give the details about the customer and the orders that have been placed, like this, how can we get that? This is where joins become useful. So, in SQL, a join combines rows from two or more tables based on a related column between them. This allows us to retrieve data from multiple tables in a single query. Now, let's move on to our first join type, the inner join. The inner join is the most commonly used join type. It returns only the matching rows between the tables involved. Let's look at an example. In our database, we have tables, customers, and orders. Now we want to retrieve the IDs and first names of customers who have placed orders before and their corresponding order information, like the date the orders were placed. To achieve this, we use the inner join. The query will look like this. Select. Here, because we are retrieving columns from different tables, it is more appropriate to prefix the column names with their table names. So it's going to be customers.customer ID, customers.firstname, orders.order date. Then specify the tables we want to join, that's the customers and orders. So from customers, then inner join orders. This is the trickier part. Here, we define the relationship between the tables using the on keyword, followed by the common column, which is the customer ID. So, customers.customer ID equals orders.customer ID. Terminate. What this means is that when a customer ID in the customers table is equal to a customer ID in the orders table, then that row or record should be retained. So, when we execute this query, we obtain only the rows that have a matching customer ID in both tables. This ensures that we retrieve the customer's first name along with their corresponding order information. Execute it, and we have customers with the date they placed orders. With this, you can tell the first name of the customer and the date he placed orders. You can see that the customers who have not placed any order before are not in the results table. So this is how handy inner join can be. We can refine our codes by reducing some of the words. For example, with the inner join, the inner keyword is optional. We can remove it, and the DBMS engine knows that it's an inner join. You can also see that we have repeated the table names everywhere in the code. So we can reduce that by giving the tables aliases. Give customer table alias as C and orders table alias as O. I talked about aliases in my previous video. The link is in the description. You should check it out. Now we replace the table names with their aliases. This query is exactly the same as the one we had before, but you will agree with me that this is much simpler than before. When we execute it, we have the same results as before. So that's about inner join. Now let's move on to the outer join. Unlike the inner join, the outer join retains all rows from one table and the matching rows from the other table. There are two main types of outer joins that are supported across all database management systems. That is left outer join, and right outer join. Let's start with the left outer join. The left outer join retains all rows from the left table and the matching rows from the right table. Any non-matching rows in the right table will contain null values. This is the graphical representation of the left outer join. Every row in the left table is retained, with the matching rows from the right table. Let's see this in action. With our customers and others tables once again. Here, customers table is the left table, and others table is the right table. We want to retrieve the customers' IDs and first names like we did before, but this time around including customers who haven't placed any orders yet. To accomplish this, we use the left outer join. The SQL query will be, we maintain everything, then we add left to the join keyword. The logic is still the same. The only difference is the left keyword. That is telling the DBMS that we are doing outer join, which is left outer join. When we execute this query, we get all the rows from the customers table, including customers who haven't placed any order yet. The non-matching rows have null values in the order dates column, meaning they don't have any orders. Now let's look at right outer join. Right outer join retrieves all records from the right table and the matching records from the left table. This is the representation of right outer join. Everything in the right table is retained. With this our query, we will change the left keyword to right. When we execute this, it retrieves all records from the others table, regardless of whether they are associated with a customer or not. The matching records from the customers table are included. But in reality, it is not possible to have an order without a customer. So when we execute this, all the orders have customers. You should understand that when your right table is having records without a match in the left table, they will be retained. And there you have it, the inner join and outer join in SQL. The inner join allows us to retrieve only the matching rows between tables, while the outer joins returns all rows from one table and matching rows from the other table. Each type of outer joins has its own purpose depending on the data you need to retrieve. I hope this tutorial has clarified the concept of inner join and outer joins for you. Feel free to experiment with different queries and practice using these join types in your SQL statements. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting tutorials. See you in the next video.